On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you now? It's the most common coaching question I hear. And on its own, it's not enough. Knowing you're at a 3 tells us almost nothing. The real work starts when we figure out what an 8 looks like. Let me show you what I mean. Now, I've often seen coaches do the on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you now question. That's fine at an entry level, right? It's fine to ask the client if the client wants to have clarity, where are they? It's a perfectly reasonable way to explore their current state and get a sense of their progress. But here's what most coaches miss. On its own, it's not enough to establish meaningful measures of success. You've got to go further. So here's what that number actually tells you and what it doesn't. Knowing they are at a 3 tells you precisely where they are right now, but it doesn't tell you where they want to be. And it definitely doesn't tell you what success looks like. There's a gap between current state and desired outcome. And the real coaching work starts with what comes next in the conversation. The number is just the beginning of the exploration, not the destination. So if you're going to use the scale, that's fine. But here's what you have to do next. Where would you like to be? When we're at the end of this session, where would you like to be then? And let's say they say, I want to be an 8. You're still not finished with the measures of success because they know they're at a 3. They know they want to be at an 8. But how will they know they're at an 8? That's the critical question. What's different about an 8 than where you are right now? That's where the meaning lives. That's where you find out what success actually looks like in real life, not just as a number on a scale. ICF marker 3.08 asks us to partner with the client to define measures of success. Notice the emphasis on partnership and on client-defined measures, not coach-imposed frameworks. When we just use a 1 to 10 scale and stop there, we're imposing our framework on how to measure. True partnership means exploring what success actually means to the client, in their words, in their world. The scale can be a tool, but it's not the destination. Here's something to consider. I would say that it's better to just say, where are you? And let the client define the scale. Rather than imposing 1 to 10, let them choose their own framework for measuring. Some clients think in numbers, others think in images or feelings or metaphors. When you stay curious and let them define how they measure, you often get richer information. Use scales if they are helpful for the client, but always follow through to uncover the meaning behind the number. What does that number actually look like in practice? That's where the real coaching happens. So here's what I want you to take away. The 1 to 10 question is only the beginning of the exploration, not the destination. Start there if it helps. But do not stop there. Always dig deeper. What does that number actually look like in real life? What will be different? When you follow through to meaning, you create measures that actually matter. Measures the client can see and feel and know they've achieved. With goals and measures established, the session can begin. Your next job is managing the time and focus of what unfolds. That's exactly where we're headed next.